I'm going live. Okay. I'll wait till you put the
Drink don't need no mix.
You live on Facebook already? You press live already?
Drink don't need no mix.
You're not on live yet. You on your live. You already press live over there? You press live on your Facebook already? Alright. Alright, I'm pressing live on here now. Alright, I am pressing the mic. So your mic's gonna be on. I'm just gonna bring up music.
Right. Welcome to Power 410 Radio. Welcome to the Be More Loyal Soul Patrol. I am your host, Carter Chris White, in the building. I got a very special guest in the building with me. She gonna introduce herself, and then y'all we gonna bring her in with prayer.
Y'all already know what it is. It's your girl, the real star money in the building. Showing love all the way from Atlanta and Atlanta Avenue. You know how we do it.
All right, so we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna bring us in with prayer. Hey, it's the best part. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses. We forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Lord, have your way through these airways as you always do, Lord God. Touch somebody, inspire somebody, man. In Jesus' name we love you. Amen.
Amen.
All right, so I ain't really got to really do too much. We're going to go back, though. So, you know, we had elevated and we didn't soar to past some stars like that. We then went to the stars and back.
Yeah.
But in childhood, growing up, tell them what happened in childhood.
What? You just going to jump straight into childhood?
Yeah, how we grew up, you know what I'm saying? People need to know like how we grew up.
We grew up thugging. Like, we grew up in the streets. We come from the hood. Different hoods, but hoods that been through a lot, if I must say. Hoods that been through a lot. We come from the streets.
All right, so well, we know I was getting money. Y'all know that part. Y'all know I went to prison and stuff like that. But just growing up, that was my girlfriend. She was my girlfriend growing up, right? And we used to hang out and just tell them what we used to do.
Yeah, we did, and it's Star Money. These people don't know my government. I love the way you do it. He just, but that's what personal people do.
Right.
They know you personally, so they call you by your government, and that's what it is. But anyway, yeah, we met in the streets growing up. He was doing what he did, and I was doing what I did. We both hustled. We both sold drugs in the streets as children, and one strange way or another, we met, and it led us to each other, and that's it. Went from there.
Yeah. So we grew up together. We was boyfriend and girlfriend. Then we kind of like shifted to our own little lanes. I went this way, she went that way. Now I'm married, happily married.
Yeah.
She got
her significant
other. Your Boaz coming though.
Huh?
Your Boaz is coming.
What is that? A boyfriend or girlfriend?
So in the Bible, Ruth and Boaz, right? It was some lovebirds.
Oh, okay.
So you like the king, like I'm the king.
Yeah,
so I'm saying your king coming.
Somebody, I guess, one day.
So we fast forwarded now. Y'all know I've been gone for the 19 years. I went away and stuff like that. She still was doing her thing. Had kids. I had kids, and I called home one day, and I'm talking to my son. I'm like, man, he like, yeah, my girlfriend, and I was like, what's her name? And he said her name, and I'm like, man, I know her. He was like, yeah, I think you know her mother too, right? I'm like, of course I know her mother. And I playing around. I said, my son, I said, man, you better go make sure that ain't your sister that you dating, dumb. And he was like, no, man, it's been too long. But anyway, long story short, man, I am a proud grandfather of Callie, Carter, and Christian, and she's the grandma of the same grandkids. So look how, fake this, how things just connect together, like, you know what I'm saying?
So basically, he just wanted people to know that we dealt with each other in childhood, but we went our separate ways and lived a whole total different life. And then somehow, without us introducing or be known to us, our children met in high school, became high school sweethearts, and out of that entity became 3 children from our children. So our children could have been sisters and brothers, but they wasn't.
It wasn't.
But because of them,
I was playing with
no, I'm just saying because we did grow up as childhood sweethearts, so that's understandable. But then our kids connected without us knowing. That was very interesting. Yeah. And then our kids had kids, and we still together as friends, but our kids brought us back together as family.
Yeah, that connection, that
right?
You don't see that connection.
Different type of connection.
You don't see any connection. But now, you know, we on some bigger and better things, man. We building, we kingdom building, we kingdom working, we taking care of the community, man. I got my 501c3 nonprofit, and it's going through the roof right now. Shout out to everybody, every organization, every church, everybody I have a partner with. Man, listen to me. I never lost anything. Let's just get that understood. I was always learning. Mm-hmm. You don't lose. So you got a winning column and you got a learning column. I ain't gonna ask y'all what y'all think y'all W and your L stand for. I'm telling you what your W and your L stand for, and you gotta stand on business. Mm-hmm. Straight up. You either winning or you learning. All of your mishaps, your setbacks, whatever the case may be, learn from it. Don't be bitter about it. It's something in it, there's a lesson in it. God is trying to show you something about that person or the whatever y'all was trying to build together, it wasn't the right bricks. So with that being said, man, don't be bitter with nobody. Don't be mad at nobody. Don't hold no grudges, man. Make sure you got peace when you go to sleep. You hear me? Don't be losing no sleep over because you lost this or this person left you. Listen, if they left you, that means God removed them. Because anything's supposed to be connected, gonna stay connected.
Right.
And you know, everything is a season. Ecclesiastes 3 talk about that. But man, we got we got Miss Star Money in the building, right? And she got a lot going on, man. I want her to just tell y'all what she got going on. She got episodes. Go ahead, you talk.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was trying. I was doing Miss Critique like that too.
What?
Trying to tell what she got going on, and I just stay in my lane. Tell me to be quiet. You go ahead.
But no, it's not really just be quiet. You just excited to, introduce a childhood friend that has things going on just like you. Because just like you have a 501c3. I also have a 501c3.
What?
So yeah,
I ain't surprised.
I know you're not.
You had joy for me.
I know.
But for me, so I ain't. You feel me?
But it's not about who has what before who. It's about that we out here, we doing the same things in the world, and that's loving on people and giving back to the community because the community didn't give to us the way we thought it would. So we had to get ours out the mud and out the street. I mean, we've been through a lot. Like you did 19 years in prison. You know what I'm saying? You just didn't know when you was going to hit the streets and how the streets was going to hit you. But you hit the ground running. And like myself, I didn't do 19 years in prison, but I did time in prison. And I changed my life. Went back to school for nursing and psychology. I got, a couple of degrees. I went to school and I've obtained all kinds of licenses. So with that being said, it's a joy. It's a joy. It's a joy to give back to the community. And with my 501c3, it was called Twan. I named that after the first little boy I adopted off the streets. And it stands for Together We Attack Negativity. And I was just allowing the child to understand and know that regardless if you have a mother or father, there's somebody out here that's caring for you. There's somebody out here that'll love on you. There's somebody out here that go to war for you, because I could never imagine life without my kids having me. And that little boy didn't have his mother. He had his grandmother, and the grandmother had two of the 6 children, which was his twin sister and himself. And he was just out here in these streets, and I seen him getting beat up on, and it bothered me. So one day I pulled him up, And I said, why you letting these boys abuse you like that? Why you letting people treat you that kind of way? Why you ain't fighting back? Because to me, a man always supposed to fight. Why you not fighting? Why you let these people play in your face? So he explained to me that he was out there getting it how he lived, which was out the mud, like we did, out the streets. He was hustling. And these were the people that were panhandling him, per se, and giving him the things he need to make ends meet for himself. So I said, I don't care who it is. Like, you should never let nobody disrespect you and treat you like you less than nothing. So at this point, now I feel like I need to be your protector because you're in my neighborhood.
Sounds like village to me.
Right. So I started asking him about his parents and everything. And when he told me his mother was deceased, it was just like something made me say I had to fill in. So, I did what I knew to do. And that was, even though I couldn't replace your mother, I'm going to stand up for you like I was your mother. I'm going to stand up for you just like you was one of my children. I see these niggas beating on you. I want to beat on them. Because why they beating on you? Even if you're doing something for somebody they should have enough respect for you, so that you could continue to want to not just help yourself, but help them. Because even though you feel like you helping yourself, you definitely helping somebody else, especially when you're working for somebody else.
Right, correct.
So they don't have no respect for you. Why do you have respect for them? So I felt like I just had to become his protector. And the whole time I was trying to protect him I made him my daughter and my son brother. So that's their adopted brother. I went and got paperwork on him. And I did everything that I can do for him as a mother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If he got incarcerated, I bailed him out. Just to show him that I wasn't lying. I wasn't faking. I took him, I introduced him to my family. If he hungry, even if they can't house you or they don't know you enough to let you in their house to go to sleep, you hungry, you can go there and get something to eat.
Right.
You need your mail to go somewhere, I got an address for your mail to go to. You know what I'm saying? You need clothes, I bought them.
Right.
So when I was in college, obtaining my master's degree, I did a project and created my own 501c3, and I named it after him. I took a piece of his name and I named the project Twan. Together we attack negativity. So that means we are one. We come together as one, as a family, and we help to rebuild our own communities. If you don't start in your community, why start in somebody else's?
Big facts.
Yeah.
What else you got going on? Because it's more than that 501c3.
Yeah, my 501c3 is just the giving part of me. But, I do different TV shows like Atlanta Avenue. We have a lot of fans. We on YouTube. We are the #1 web series on YouTube. Atlanta Avenue is...
I seen something, you showed me a clip or something. They got 42,000 views on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we drop these every week. The show started, I came in season 1, episode 6. We did 100 episodes in season 1, and we close to 100 episodes in season 2. And we did 100 episodes in season 1 because I don't believe that we thought we were gonna come back, but because we had so many fans and people that loved us and love what we do, they wanted us to come back for season 2. So now, blessed, thankful, and grateful, we're working on season 2, and we are on like episode 95. So,
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Also, I'm on MTV. I got picked up for a show. What is it? Unfaithful, Caught in the Act, season 2, episode 9 with Tammy Roman. So I'm doing that.
I seen that, right, that clip. Yeah, I seen you with Tammy.
Yeah, I won. MTV picked me up too, so I got more things in the making with that coming up. Very, very soon coming up. And then also Tubi. Featured in movies on Tubi, such as Finding Love, starring myself and Jessica Dahn. My homeboy Kel Bradley wrote the book, turned it into a movie. I just so happened to get the lead role, and this was before I even knew him as my homeboy, so I was proud of that as well.
So blessings just keep falling, huh?
Yeah, they just
All the blessings just keep falling. I gotta get that music on the show. All the blessings just keep falling on me.
Yeah.
Torrance Rude, if y'all want to know who that
The
is.
blessings just keep falling on me.
So you got a lot going on right now.
I do.
Mm-hmm. So you got the show.
I got the show.
Yeah, the show is going. And listen, I'm just like when I bring like my childhood friends on here,
Right.
and my family, I'm just trying to demonstrate to the community and whoever looking, whatever youth that's looking, that you don't got to be stuck where you at.
No.
Like you can be in the mud, you can get dirty, but God can clean you up and turn you around and make you into somebody.
For sure.
And you was a somebody when you thought you was nobody, because
Exactly.
God was still there whether you was in your mess or up or down. He was always there. But you got to give him a real yes, y'all.
Yeah.
You can't be playing with it. He know your heart. He know the intensity of your heart. You can't be faking. Like when people say, "Oh, I'm praying for you." See, I don't want anybody praying for me because I don't know which praying they know. I said it before.
You don't
I
know
don't
they
know
using the E or A.
P-R-E-Y-I-N-G or are you P-R-A-Y?
E-Y or P-R-A-Y. Yeah.
And I-N-G on there because they praying.
Right.
They praying either way. But what I'm saying is this: like you gotta watch because some people when they say they praying, if you say you praying, right? And you told me you've been praying and you've been doing this, but you're not putting the work in to be and you praying. So that means you ain't got no results coming anyway. So I don't need nobody that's not getting no results because I need my prayers to go beyond this roof, beyond this ceiling. You feel what I'm saying? So I want him to reach God so he can move because the only way he gonna move is you praise him. And some people not praising him. They praying, but they praying the other way.
They praying with an E.
How they can ease in on you or like you didn't. You know what I'm saying? You be so happy. Like I do it sometimes. I be so happy that I might slip up and tell you what my idea is, and the next thing you know, I'm like, I don't see Star no more. But Star over here doing what I told her about.
Right.
So why is people doing this? So that's when you keep your mouth shut, keep your prayers going up, and believe in what you're praying for. Because if you don't believe in it, it's not gonna go nowhere anyway. So you got to believe that God can do it.
And I believe that God can do it so bad because I understand what you're saying about keeping your mouth closed and really not telling people what you're doing because you said if you told me something then you don't see Star no more, she over there doing it. I don't care if I tell you what I'm doing or not. Your brain and my brain don't operate alike, nor does it think alike. So we can do the exact same thing, but it's in the manner that it's done in.
Right.
Because you're going to do it with your own creative ways and direction. But even though I told you what I wanted to do, your mind can't articulate how my creativity is going to take play and take form.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. That's just like when the first person created the light bulb.
Right.
Just because he came up with the idea doesn't mean that that's where the light bulb stopped at, because the light bulb went from just being round and clear to being all type of different curvatures.
Circle on us now.
Right, exactly. But so many different types of dynamics, and one person didn't come up with that. Somebody took somebody else's idea and made it their own. They made it great. So that's what they even say with people who are very intelligent and creative and things like that. They don't look to find something to create from scratch. Most people take something somebody already created it and recreates it and make it their own.
What's that called?
It's creativity.
Remix.
Yeah, it's a remix.
All the music.
But it's creativity. It's the way you would take that and redesign the artistry of your work.
Correct.
That's what makes you the individual who you become. And see, that's what a lot of people don't understand or know about me. People only see me from one dimension because that's the only way they know how to look. Same way they probably look at you sometimes. Everything you see ain't what you get. Because on the streets, I talk one way, and people might didn't understand or think that I can articulate in the way that I can. People might don't know that my vocabulary is extensive. People may don't know that I went to school and I have multiple degrees because I am who I am. I understand that people think people should do certain things and act certain ways, but I'm myself. I'm my own being, and I'm so me that I don't know how to be anybody else. You understand what I'm saying?
Uh-oh.
And it's just like a lot of our people are mimics and mimicking the things that they see, and it's like People have devalued what you think about yourself and gave you a way to think of yourself. You understand?
Yeah.
And it's very diminishing to the person and who they are. I don't have to explain who I am to you. You have to understand who I am if you want to know me.
Right.
But if you don't, whatever dynamic that you see me in at that particular time, that does not justify who I am. That justifies a piece of me because you don't know me.
Correct.
You know? So with me and you saying, you let me take over the show because that's what you do when you're with your family and friends. Well, to me, if I have anything to give to anybody, it's the fact that I have reached a level of self-actualization, and that's what I want you to do. It's one thing to be self-sufficient and know how to take care of yourself, but it's another to reach the top of the mountain and really grasp and form a level of self-actualization. And with finding self-actualization and really being able to digest it in a manner that you're supposed to digest it in, it takes you to become an individual and really live in your individuality. You understand? We might have similarities, but we are not the same.
Right.
And when we really become whole with ourselves and know how to be who we are and not who others want us to be, we'll be greater as a people. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because I see a lot of our beautiful women out, they have diminished your character so bad that you hate who you are. You know what I'm saying? You ain't just change your eyelashes and your hair. You changing your eyelashes, you changing your hair, you changed your lips, you changed your cheekbones, you changed your body structure, you changed the way you're shaped, you change your butts, you change your tits.
Everything, I don't know.
You know?
I ain't never think about ever adding nothing to me. I never thought about like fixing nothing. Like
me as a female, I can say I added a few things to me because I have a wig collection. It's extensive, but I can take my wigs off, and I'm proud of my own hair, and I do wear my own hair. You understand? If I was to take this wig off right now, I got my Queen Latifah's in. Cornrow straight to the back, my own natural hair.
Right.
That I'm not ashamed of. It's just that instead of me, I don't really wear makeup. So instead of me playing makeup, I'm playing hair. That's my thing. You know? But I want our women, and our men, because you see, it's a lot going on in the world. It's a whole lot going on in the world. But people are paying attention to the wrong things, because when you prayed up, you're going to stay up. So instead of paying attention to what everybody else got, what everybody else have, what everybody else doing, worry about yourself. Your train ain't supposed to move as fast as everybody else's train. You know, you might be on the subway, somebody else might be on the light rail, somebody else may be on the regular train. They all don't move at the same speed, but they all called trains. You understand? So with that being said, stay on your own train. You don't gotta try to move as fast as the next, because what's for you is for you. And no man can stop what God got.
And God ain't never, I don't know. He ain't never delivered nobody else's blessing to nobody else's house.
No.
He know exactly where you at all times. So if he got something for you, then you need to be in position. See, everybody out of position. You always trying to worry about what everybody else doing, and you gonna miss your own joint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's just like me, myself, if I want to tell anybody anything, it's just that we need to start loving on each other. I know I ain't gonna say I play, because they say that they say that I'm good at acting because it's really who I am. That's what they say. They say it's my character, and my character, it does depict me as a person, because it's me standing on business. How I'm gonna stand on business. So if I have to play a gangster, it's really not playing, because that's just me. If that's gangsterous to you, You know what I'm saying? I grew up where I grew up, and you grew up where you grew up. So how you stand on business will be different from how I stand on business.
Yep.
I talk without thinking sometimes. I don't always think about what I'm saying because in the heat of the moment, if I'm like right now, I'm calm, I'm cool, I'm collective, I'm vibing, I'm in a conversation. But if I get on 10, maybe even 100, because sometimes I can get that high, I'm not thinking about anything that's coming out of my mouth because then somebody hit a different button. It's a red button. But we gotta know how to turn our own buttons off. So to me, I feel like if I'm gonna tell anybody anything, I want to help people to start treating each other differently. You know, because even though y'all say whatever's going on in the world and it seems like it's coming to an end, it's not. It's not coming to an end for everybody. It's coming to an end for those it's time to end for. Because everybody has a different end date. And that's just that.
Uh-oh. Facts.
So with that being said, don't allow other people to dictate your ending. You know, just because they say you living in your last days don't mean you gotta act like it. One thing about myself is when I realized that I've been fighting all my life, and all my life I had to fight. I don't run but water through these veins. My blood real thick. And I ain't never had no problem battling with nobody on the street. But when I realized that, dang, the only people I ever battled with was females that looked like me. I ain't never fought a white chick, a Mexican, a orange, blue, green,
right,
Chinese. And it ain't like I ain't done bucked on them like I done bucked on my own.
Right.
But somebody had to be the bigger person because any of us could do whatever to hurt each other. But not knowing that we growing up holding a different level of respect for others than we hold for ourselves. Because just because we look alike, I popped you faster than I popped this person. Or you may have popped me faster than you popped somebody else, but we done got into beefs and battles with all kind of people. It's just some people pay you some attention and feed into it and some people don't. But I noticed that the only people I ever fought looked like me. So I said, hold up. What am I doing wrong? I don't have anything to prove.
Right.
I done fought so many battles. I done been snatched balls. I done snatched people ball. We done drug each other through the streets. We done been locked up. We done did all kind of stuff. For what? For what? I have nothing to prove to you, and you have nothing to prove to me because guess what? My heart ain't beat no faster when I seen you. If we gonna get it in, we gonna get it in. But we gotta stop that when it comes to each other. We gotta stop attacking each other faster than we attack anybody else. It's time that we show love. So me, I start coming outside, and when I see people, women, especially women that look like me, I greet them in a different way. Because some of them never been greeted like that before. Hello, beautiful. Hey, gorgeous. You know, thank you, sis.
Right.
Because now I'm showing them that I have a level of respect for you. It's not because I fear you that I have respect. It's because when you walk with God, you don't have to fear no man. So instead of me challenging somebody who look like me, and I ain't challenging nobody else that hard, let me show you a little bit more respect than I show somebody else so you can see there is no challenge. Because I'm not praying on you with an E. I'm not looking to fight you.
Right.
I'm not looking in battle with you. I'm not looking to be your enemy. We don't have to be friends, but we can be cordial. We can have a level of respect for each other. Because when you have a level of respect for each other, you don't have to worry about fear. Because we don't have to fear what we respect.
Correct. I told Carlos, I said, hell, if somebody call your phone, right, and say, hell, man, dude just smacked my mother. Where you at? That's the first thing people say. Where you at?
Mm-hmm.
And going back to what you're saying, it's somebody look like him.
Mm-hmm.
It's somebody that's the same person as him that he grew up with. It's just something that just happened. Mm-hmm. But all right, I'm on my way. Yo, round up such and such and them. everybody in the car, 20 people.
It is.
Everybody ready to go and do something to somebody that look like them. But hold up, check this out. Now, I'm calling them on a different subject. Ring, ring. Call them answer. Hill, what you doing? Oh man, Black, I'm just chilling. Man, BG&E, man, 1500, man. Ain't gonna cut it off today. I need it. I don't get the same response from my people that I get when it's time to go get somebody like me. But when it's time to pay somebody who don't look like me, but they ready to put me out or cut my lights off, I don't get the same response back. I'm calling around, oh, did you ask such and such? What they come up with? Everybody trying to come up with this bill for me now or ducking me out. Some people don't answer their phone, going straight to voicemail.
Right.
But what I'm saying is this. Why is it so fast for somebody to pull up when it's beef time versus when it's time to help somebody not get set out on the street or get some food in their house? The kids need Pampers. Nobody don't answer the phone for you that quick when it's a problem. That's a real problem right there.
Right, that's a real problem.
Me going to war and all that, that's not no problem. Because I ain't got to go see dude. Dude ain't got to come see me. We ain't got to say nothing to each other no more. But I'm saying this bill got to get paid, though. And it ain't nobody that own it that look like me. But we quick, fast, and hurry to dodge that bullet. But the other one, you better go do something to your own people.
You want to know what? That's because, again, people don't know how to think for themselves. And I've been caught in a situation like that before. And I'm talking about, like, with me and my friends gathered up deep, went downtown, we fighting. I ain't know that my homegirl mother had came out, but I knew that the homegirl I was fighting with mother had came out. So I had one homegirl that lived in my hood and one homegirl that lived outside of my hood, but I was closer with the homegirl outside of my hood because the girl that lived in my hood had just moved there. So we already know you like that. But she beefing with my homegirl that's outside of my hood that's like my sister.
Right.
So we all see each other out. They get to fighting. I don't jump in it because that's still my homegirl from my hood that I hang out with when we in the hood.
Right.
But this is my sister. We hang out in the streets all the time.
Right.
So when they get to battling, I already tell them, y'all just fight it up. I don't got nothing to do with nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because that way I ain't in the middle.
Right.
So they get to fight and they fight it up. But of course, we got friends everywhere. Everybody get to fight. So I see my homegirl that's outside my hood, like my sister mother, somebody just start fighting her. So when they fighting her, I go into attack mode because who would attack my homegirl mother?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's her mother. So I run up from behind, and now me and my homegirl mother is banking this lady. The next day, I find out that I didn't bank my homegirl in the hood mother with my homegirl mother.
That's good.
The mothers was fighting.
Right.
Come on, Miss Christine.
So
What you say? What you talking about? That messed you up, right?
But that's what happened.
I mean, you was in protect mode.
I
You know
was.
what I mean? So, you know, that's hard because you don't know. You know what I mean? Like you said, if you haven't seen the mother, she just came there, so I just think
was
people
nowhere
feed off
to
of
be.
negative energy.
She was nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
And now I bank my homegirl mother. So now I get back in my hood, and the word on the street is, you didn't jump this girl mother. And I'm like, what? I ain't touching nobody's mother. And then come to find out, it was her mother fighting my homegirl mother. That was like my sister. So I'm feeling like I'm protecting her. But what I did the next day, show you just how brave I really am. Because I got up the next day, I got dressed, and I went to their house by myself. It was two sisters, the mother, the aunt, the grandma, all of these ladies lived in this house.
Right.
And I knocked on the door. And they came to the door, and they seen I was by myself, and I explained to her. I said, I didn't mean to hit you. I didn't know that it was you fighting my homegirl mother. And I told her I came to apologize. Because if somebody hit my mother, I know how I'm going to react.
Right.
So I came to apologize because I didn't know who you was. I just seen somebody attacking my homegirl mother, and I was helping my homegirl mother. But if your daughters want to come out here and bank me, I'm with it. I fight both of them by myself.
That's respect, though.
Yeah.
That's
I
respect.
can't hear you. The listeners can't hear you.
You know I don't want to be on that.
She said it's respect, right? But I actually went to their house by myself, apologized to the mother, and offered to let both her daughters come outside and fight me at the same time. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. It's 2 against 1. Even if the mother wanted to jump in, it don't matter. It's all y'all. It's all y'all. I ain't bring nobody with me. If y'all want to bank me, do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody bang my mother,
Yeah, you already
regardless
know what it is.
of what the situation is between
You
me and
blank
my
out.
mother,
Yeah.
I'm handling business because that's my mother. You shouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying? But the best part about it was they didn't even want to fight me.
Mm-hmm.
She invited me to her house. They made me something to eat, and we talked. She was more proud.
Was it that they didn't want to fight you because they seen you wailing out there that night, or was it just like we really accept your apology? You really didn't know.
I don't know.
It could be either or, right?
I can't answer, right? I can't answer that. But I ain't even going to take it as if, they sincerely, she can tell I did not mean to hit her.
Right.
That was somebody's mother. I would never disrespect you like that. I wouldn't. I would fight your daughters.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't fight your mother. It's just me. I taught my children better than that.
Right.
And even though, some people are not taught to have respect for other people, sometimes you gotta teach yourself how to have respect. I never fought a female that was with her children.
Yeah.
I'm not traumatizing your kids just because I got a point to prove.
Right.
Because I want the same respect. You fight me when I'm with my kids, I'm off with your head.
Yeah.
Because my kids out there, they screaming, they hollering, they can run in the street, get hit by a car. I'm not gonna traumatize you when you with your children.
And if they of age, they fighting too.
Yeah,
they ain't gonna
but-
let nobody.
Right,
you know.
but as an adult, I don't need my children to fight with me. Let me
Yeah,
fight
yeah.
with you. I don't need you to fight my battles. I got girlfriends for that.
Yeah.
I got friends for that. I don't need my children to jump in my business, mind your business. I can help you fight your battles. I don't need you to help me fight mine. So
Yeah,
that's why,
Mama.
yeah.
Mama Bell.
I ain't gonna want to hear none of that.
I ain't take my mother, I ain't take nobody. And I can say respectfully, I think they just really respected the fact that I came by myself. I wasn't on no BS. She could tell that I was sincere. And who gonna tell you and your family if y'all want to jump me, jump me?
Yeah.
I'm by myself. They
Right.
could have did damage if they wanted to, but they chose not to because at the end of the day, that mother was a bigger person. It was a house full of women, I said. It wasn't no men in there. I said it was the 2 daughters, their mother, the aunt, and their grandmother.
It's 5 right there.
Yeah, the older grandmother in the house. They invited me into the house. And respectfully, as black women, they respected me for being another black woman saying that, hey, I didn't mean that. But if you want to handle your business, I came by myself. I ain't going to try to get y'all banked or nothing after this because this your lick back for your mom. That's how I felt. This your lick back for your mother. Whatever y'all want to do to me, I deserved it because we really whooped her mother. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't right. So that's, you have to take responsibility for yourself. And those people respected me for that. And to this day, we friends, our children friends, and I ain't never had no beef or nothing with them. And every time they see me, it's all love. So I would never say they were scared to handle their business. I would just say they had more they was already at a level of self-actualization, and they had a lot of respect for other women. To me, a house full of women that brought another woman in, even though that woman had beef the very day before.
Right.
So I feel like that was just power to me.
So you just dropped a little mental health for the people just now, because that's thinking tank.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't going to that house. Not they gonna call up John or everybody else to come down there to try to do. But you came with a sincere apology, and that's what men and women need to learn. That when you wrong, you don't need to be trying to like right now. The world is operating on wrong is right and right is wrong.
Right.
I think that's the most craziest thing ever. Like what you saying, respect. We was brought up like that.
Mm-hmm.
Respect your elders.
Yeah.
When you found out that was a mother, you immediately said you got dressed, boom, went down there the next day.
Yeah.
Most people is just being so disrespectful to people's parents. They don't even be knowing who's who.
I can't operate like that.
Until something kick off. That's my mother, yo. Oh, it's too late now because that person already somewhere else now.
Right.
But just communication. That was some good communication skills you just used.
Well, I want to say it was accountability. That's
Yeah.
the word that.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, when male or female, when you can take accountability for your actions, that's where you can respect somebody.
Exactly.
A lot of times, especially now with the new generation, they don't want to take no type of accountability for their action. They want to go, oh, my teacher did so, my homegirl that, or that person did that. There's no accountability. So the fact that you were able to go there on your own, you know, and it's a mindset within the people in that household. You know, for that mother, more than likely, she raised her kids the right way.
Right.
You know, because if she didn't have any type of control over those kids, then the mindset would have did something different.
Yeah.
You know, so accountability is everything.
And I was looking forward to it. I knew this. She said, I can't wait. No, it's not that I can't ready. It's just that I was looking forward to getting beat up. Because I backed somebody.
You said they owed me.
I knew it. It was just, it just couldn't, I couldn't sleep. It was unsettling.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, every time I see y'all, it's on go. I was fighting your mother. So now every time I see anybody, I'm fighting. Because I don't know if you're going to try to get me at any time. It's two of y'all. It's only one of me. So in order for me to do the right thing, let me just go ahead and let these people do what they're going to do without me calling my friends. I don't need to call no posse to go with me. If I'm going to get beat up, let me get beat up by myself. And they had all opportunity. Them people could have really hurt me.
And another thing you did, I seen, by you going by yourself, you ain't involved nobody else.
No.
Do you know how, if you would have did the opposite of that, you know how many other people would have been all jammed up in this mess?
It would have got crazy.
How many bells would have been set? But because you took
crazy.
accountability, the word you used, accountability,
Right.
it ceased everything.
Yeah, but see, I ain't got nothing to do with my homegirls beefing, like I told them from the beginning.
Right.
Because I know both parties, right? I deal with both parties. I'm not fake. Y'all fighting each other. I still love y'all the same. Oh, you cool, but I love them. Y'all fight it up. I don't got nothing to do with that. Now, if all my other friends jump in, I ain't got nothing to do with that either. It's not none of my business. Guess who hands ain't gonna touch you? Mine. My hands ain't gonna touch you because that's how much respect I got for you, and that's how much respect I got for my friend. And I'm letting both of my friends know. I don't care what nobody's talking about. I'm already telling you I ain't in it. The only reason why I got in it, like I said, is because my homegirl mother was getting punched up. And guess what? You're not punching on her. Because everybody else fighting. The only person who seen it was me. So I'm not thinking it's somebody else's mother. I just run up from behind the lady and just do what I do. I'm dragging this lady at this point. Because now you beating up my homegirl mother. You know what I'm saying? And we, you know, so I ain't had no other choice but to go by myself because I'm not apologizing for what happened. I'm not apologizing for the whole fight. I'm apologizing for the part I took in the fight.
That's confusion though.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, you know what I mean? That's a genuine, like, yeah, she ain't know. You know?
Apology.
Yeah.
But I definitely, both sides knew I was going though.
Yeah, because if you ain't touched neither one of them, and then you see the mom over there, because if I was homegirl, the friend and whomever you did know, I'd have been like, well, if you seen it, you ain't gonna do it. You know what I mean? So that was loyalty within itself.
Yeah.
You was making sure that
I'm making
like
sure
nobody was gonna
good.
touch nobody's mom.
Yeah. And if I would have known that was her mother,
Yeah, you would have broken up.
They would have been fighting
Fighting
each
each
other.
other,
I
right.
wouldn't have touched nobody because
Mhm.
again, I don't have nothing to do with it. That's my friends fighting each other.
Yeah, that's a decision they decided.
Yeah, they want to fight each other. I'm gonna stand on the outside.
Yeah.
Now, do you know how many relationships are built on the opposite of what you're saying? So let's say, all right, man, you good. Now, I'm just gonna use our family. You fall out with my son, right? So y'all just have some kind of tips or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
And you tell me, well, you know, man, your son is not seeing eye to eye right now. And then he called me and said the same thing.
Right.
I can't take sides.
Mhm.
I just want to know, you know, who gonna take accountability for y'all getting back together. But now, don't you know that if I get mad at you, everybody that's attached to me get mad at you?
Mhm.
Now, me and you mad right now, but all of the people that's with you mad at me, and all the people with me mad at you. Oh, but then an hour or two later, man, you on the phone kicking high, and we out eating crabs, kicking it. But everybody who attached to you still mad at me, but man, you good, and everybody's on with me still mad at you. How do those people that got mad and don't got nothing to do with it, like you said, you mind your business, how do they get back in grace with us?
It's not that they get back in grace with you. It's the fact that, see, like I said, both parties knew what I was going to do. I ain't being phony. It's a difference. See, I told my homegirl who mother that I helped, oh shit, I ain't mean to hit her. If I'd have known that was her mother, they would have forehead up. You know what I'm saying? And I told them, same way I ain't got a fake for my homegirls. So I ain't sitting there like, yeah, I meant to do that. Yeah, and woo, woo, woo. No, I did not. I did not. I don't care. You might bang somebody's mother. I'm not banging nobody's mother. Because better not nobody bang mine. That's all I can say. And me and my mother ain't even always get along. But don't bang my mother. She's still my mother. You have to have respect. Don't play with my grandmother. So I know how I feel about the women in my family. Don't play with my daughter. So if those entities are attached to me, it's the same way for anybody else. I'm going to have that same respect. Right. Even if I'm fighting your daughters, I'm not going to fight the mother. If the mother don't come outside and put her hands on me first and I'm defending myself, I'm not touching your mother. Your mother could be saying anything she wants to me. All right, old lady, go get your daughter. Yeah. I'm not even worried about you because that's how much respect I have for you. It's not that, and some older women can beat younger women, but I feel like to me, it ain't nothing you can do with me, sis. It's just nothing you can do with me. You older, your bones a little bit different, structure different. I don't want to mess up your bad knee. Leave me alone. Your daughter, her bones more healthier like mine. You know what I'm saying? She got as much wind as I do. I will fight your children. I'm not going to fight you. I'm not. So just because I'm not going to be fake with my friends, so I didn't pretend over this way and then go over there and had a phony ass apology because that's what that would have been. That would have been me being scared of what they was going to do to me. So I got to go patch stuff up like patches and glue. So when they see me on the street by myself, they don't mess with me. I ain't with none of that.
Right.
That's where I guess my gangsterism kicks in. Because I'm with the shits. So that means that if I don't want to keep beating you and your sister up, because in my mind, I'm beating both of y'all. Right. And I don't want to keep beating y'all up all the time. Let me go around here. And that's why I said they can jump me. Your mother, your aunt, anybody who want to come out this house and y'all want to bank me, do what you gotta do. This is the only time y'all gonna get to do it, though. Don't play in my face. Don't say that y'all ain't gonna do it, then y'all try to get me another time. I came around here, I'm by myself. Right. You attack me on these streets and I'm by myself and I already did this apology. You already know what's up. It's all the way up. You know what I'm saying? So I did my due diligence. So the reason people be mad with you when you and your friend make up, because your friend a phony bitch. Your friend sitting behind your back acting like you the worst person in the world and they saying all the things about you that they shouldn't say about a friend. Right. Because if we friends, we're going to go through whatever we go through. Mm-hmm. If we have a little argue or a scuffle and I know we're going to be back together, mind your business. I can tell my friends stuff about my friends, though, because they know I'm venting. Yeah, his bald head ass get on my nerves. He done did this to me. I done said all that. But they know you my friend. So they like, girl, again. So this person whoop-de-whoop again. I can't stand that person. But they, in all reality, when they see you, they go, hey. Because they know you my friend. We not fighting. I don't fight my friends. That's another thing. Right. If I say you my friend, you really not my friend. You my family. And if I adopted you into my family, when we argue, we're going to stand 10 feet apart. Don't put your hands on me, and I ain't going to put my hands on you. We can call each other all kind of names. We can do anything. And I say let's stand 10 feet apart because when we close together, anybody can black out. Yeah. I had that happen before, too. Be said. Or even just a finger being pointed. Because that happened to me before. Yeah. But good thing we was real friends. We was in the bed the next day laughing and giggling. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like you can't control what other people say about their friends. But if you are a real genuine friend to people, you get that same genuine love back. That's how come we've been friends for so long, since we was kids, little kids in the street, hustling out here for help. That was born in the 80s, that's the real crack babies, you know. We was born in the 80s, so we the real crack babies. So with that being said, you know how we was living out here. Everything wasn't what it is today.
Peaches and cream.
Yeah, these kids, they blessed. So, you know, we didn't have that. Like, that's my best friend. She keep busting through the lines now.
I'm surprised she didn't get the alert that you was on live.
She probably, I don't know, she didn't know. But she called me. She probably in the city. I'm gonna call her. She know I love her. She know I don't hit that end button for no reason.
Right.
But she know I'm busy. But again, that's the difference in people you call friends and people who are really your friends / family. Because your friends / family ain't gonna throw you under the bus for everybody else to roll over you like you're a piece of doo-doo turd if that's not really what they feel about you. And if that's what they feel about you, then that's not really your friend. So that's why you could be fake friends with that person and you really not know how that person feel about you in the back of their mind. So that's why I say I pay attention to people's actions and not necessarily their words. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's a friend praying on you with an E. That's that PREY. Because at any given moment, they fluctuated their friend's ability to think about you to the fact that even if that person wanted to fight you but didn't want to fight you but had friends around, they knew wanted to fight you and they could start a fight and they think they gonna buck on you but that person never was gonna hit you but now their friends didn't beat you up type vibe because they battling for their friend. That's that pray with that E, because they know they got control over the situation. Because where you think everything peaches and cream, you come around the wrong friends that I done talked about you to all the time. My friends jump for me.
Right.
So if you think you could just stand around there and you just say something, and it could have been a joke, but because I didn't already make them feel salty about you, things get beefy real quick. So you said something in the joke and somebody punched you in your mouth because they thought you was for real. You see what I'm saying? See how that friend put you in a situation? That ain't no friend.
I done had that stuff happen to me a couple of times where me and somebody fell out and then, you know, they wrong. They all the way wrong because I only doing, I be cooling. Like, I really be cooling. And, you know, I mean, we fell out for something that they tried to be disrespectful to, and I felt like it was disrespect. So I checked it, and then, you know, we ain't talked for a minute. But then on that end, like you said, they didn't went to them and ain't go tell the people really what really happened, but they kind of switched it up a little bit and made it seem like I'm the bad guy. Really, they the bad guy. So then a couple of days, weeks go by, bam. They finally be man enough to say, you know what, Chris, yo, I apologize because I was wrong. But they ain't go tell their friends that. They told their friends still believe in the lie. So then, like you said, it's fake because when we come around,
that's the falsity of it.
Right.
They ain't really your friends. And that's what I stayed away from a lot of people. All my friends, all my real friends are just like you. Friends I had since childhood. We came up together. We came up in the mud together. Like, I got real friends. So I don't have a whole lot of fake friends. Like, I've gained new friends in Atlanta, but that's from being on the shows and, you know, being in TV and production and things
yeah, we
like
got help.
that.
We got help, Mr. Zori.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Mr. Zori down there in Atlanta.
Sorry.
My fault. Sorry. I know you probably gonna look at this joint.
So that's the best thing too about being an actress / producer / creative director. Like, I can get you involved in things. It's not a hard thing for me to do because it's as simple as.
So what makes it hard? Tell me before you tell me what you're gonna say. What makes it hard?
What makes it hard?
To get connected or somebody to get somebody where they need to get at.
When you don't have no respect, that makes it hard for you. If you're not a respectable person, you can't come with your hands open needing something but don't know how to get it. You understand what I'm saying? Because just because they have respect for you or they operated in a certain manner around you, now when they come over here with me, do they still operate in that same manner?
Right.
Because if you don't have any respect and you don't respect the grind, the hustle, I'm not putting you on with nothing that I got going on. I'm not putting you on with nobody to elevate you to another level because I'm not going to put my hand down for you to step in and you got, per se, shit on the bottom of your shoes. So you shitted on me? And all I was trying to do was help lift you up. It ain't happening.
So people come like this all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is my illustration. So people want this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So really, if I'm trying to give this person who always it's a taker. They come in like this.
Mm-hmm.
If you come in like this the whole time, when I really drop something for you to pick up, you come like this so much you can't even bend down and get it.
Mm-hmm.
So my mother told me always operate like this, right? You want to release stuff. So Chris, you want to keep blessing people. So that when you're blessing them, like I want them glasses, I've been blessing you so much that I'm able to grab it because my hand open,
Mm-hmm.
right? For both ways though.
Mm-hmm.
But you got the ones that come with their joint like this the whole time. They want to just suck you dry. And then when you finally got something for them, they can't never pick it up because their hands like this the whole time.
That's a leech.
Put the pause button on.
Yeah.
That's a leech though,
Mm-hmm.
because that person ain't looking to obtain something and grow with it. They just always looking for somebody to feed.
You can't even build like that.
But they not looking to build. They're looking to eat.
Right.
So when you form your hands in a circle like you just did, this is a plate.
Mm-hmm.
You're not looking to build. You're looking to be fed.
Mm.
So
we always said if you have to be able to be of service,
Mhm.
you know, if you're always looking to be served,
Mhm.
it's not going to benefit you or the other person. To be honest,
Exactly.
you know, because a person can always put you in the room,
Mhm.
but what you gonna do with it?
Exactly.
You know.
And see me, like I said, like with building my nonprofit organization. When I worked down at Christopher's Place, that's it's like a shelter / it's a way to put people back into the streets that came from a hard life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a center for rebuilding yourself.
Mm.
Rehabilitation.
Yeah, it's rehabilitation, but it takes you because it's not really rehabilitation.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you come off the street. You could have just came from prison. You could have came from anywhere. You could have been homeless or anything. You just got coming in drug-free, alcohol-free. They gave you a place to stay and help you with any type of education that you need. They assist you with filling out jobs and doing job applications, yada, yada, yada. So while I was there, I created my own curriculum, and I taught based off a book that I had read. So I created my own curriculum. Within being down there with me teaching, it's a soup kitchen attached to the organization itself. So during lunchtime, we would go and feed people, and on certain days, we would go volunteer and feed people. And I would see these people come through all the time to eat, and this is the working poor. So me, myself, one day, and even though I see the food, I see what they're making, and it's just like they can make better food than this to me. And they can give out better stuff than me, you know? So I actually sat down in the cafeteria amongst the homeless and the working poor and ate the same food they was eating. You know what I'm saying? Because that was me humbling myself.
Mm-hmm.
Humbling myself and opening my eyes up to the working poor. You mean you going to work every day and you still can't afford to feed yourself? You getting off the bus and you been to work and you still got to come in here and get a meal? Oh no. I don't never want to be like that, God, but I need to see how this feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Let me see how this feel, because it's a feeling that's unknown to me, but it's known to so many. You see people coming with their children, families, and they gotta come and get food.
Mm.
It's the only way they can eat. And this how y'all throwing the food together? To me. You know? So I sit out there, and they want to know why I sat out there. Because you don't ever know where God gonna take you at.
Mm-hmm.
You don't ever know what you're gonna have to go through. So I wanna humble myself enough, and I'm gonna sit right here. I'm not better than you because I'm putting that food on your plate. I'm not better than you. I could be just like you, working.
One wrong turn.
Yeah, and needing something to eat. It's just by the power of God, and I'm so blessed because I just stay prayed up so bad. I ain't had to never do that, but that time that I sat down there to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to allow people to see that I don't judge people. You understand? I don't. Because like I said, I'm a character in itself. And when I say that, it's just like, just I am who I am. If I'm happy, you can get a happy spirit, and the girl is just having a good time, and she living in a whole different world. But again, you hit that red button, and I don't see nothing but red. Anything's bound to come out my mouth at that particular time. Because guess what? I'm human, and I ain't perfect.
Human first.
I'm human. And this particular time, this particular day, I ain't have all that nice stuff running through my body. I ain't feel like keeping happy. I felt like popping off. I felt like being a little gully, but that does not define me. That was a moment that I was having. And we all have moments. And you are entitled to your moment. A moment does not dictate you. You understand?
Right.
That's why they say when you go in a court of law, they say you innocent until you proven guilty, even though you feel guilty until you can prove yourself innocent. That's what the world make you believe. They make you look at yourself like that. You know, a lot of people, like I said, are mimicking other people. Love yourself. Stop looking at other people and letting their flaws become your flaws. Oh, if my lips were just, God made you exactly who he wanted to make you. He gave you everything he wanted you to have.
He said we was perfect in his eyes.
Exactly. So you don't have to try to go and perfect yourself to a way that you believe is the standard. When the standard is set very low, if you ask me if that's everything you got to do to yourself, that's a low standard. Because you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in your looks. You don't believe in who you are. You shouldn't have to change so many different dynamics of your body or your personality just so people can like you.
Right.
That's why so many people in the world are stuck. That's
People
why
locked up. They're locked up out here.
they stagnated.
See, prison is not a place.
It's
Prison
a mentality.
It's a state of mind.
Yeah,
How you think.
exactly.
You got people. I've been gone 19 years. I came back out here and people still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
God gave me time out for 19 years. I came out here and passed everybody that I know.
But guess what? That's because what's for you is for you. And God don't work on the strong and make them stronger. He work on the weak to make you strong. Because he bring you to him. And that's what a lot of these people see. What people don't realize is we had praying grandmothers. And they wasn't praying with ease. They was praying with AIDS. When you get in trouble, grandma calling up the prayer board. I know my grandmother did.
Everybody up for church.
If I was going to court, my grandmother would say, "Oh Lord Jesus, I gotta call the prayer board and tell them to pray for you, girl, and I'll pray everything go right for you." My grandmother, she called her prayer warriors. That's what they called them. The prayer warriors. Nowadays, people ain't fuck that judge. You ain't gotta, when you go in there, you send nothing.
Throw the chair at them.
Yeah, they not filling you with the energy that you need. Yeah.
They really did that. They attacked the judge.
And through I've seen a couple people attack judges. But it's just like you gotta surround yourself with people that's gonna give you the energy that you need. Yeah. Like when I was asked to be on Atlanta Avenue, I didn't go there knowing that I was going to become a star from being on that show. I didn't go there knowing that I was going to get fans. I just went there because my homeboy asked me to do it. You want to do this show for me real quick? Sure. I don't care. That's how I ain't got nothing to do. I got free time.
People that make it though. That's again the humbling ones. You get what I'm saying? And it's longevity. It lasts longer. A lot of people that feel like they already got it, they already made it. You know, whether or not it's a net. I always tell people you gotta allow your network to be your network. You know, and that's honestly what you said earlier. When you asked how come it's hard, right? It's hard most of the time because they're not going outside that mindset part and saying, okay, I know X, Y, Z. A lot of times, especially this younger generation, they want to do it on their own. You make it harder for yourself when you try to do it on your own. You know?
Teamwork makes sense. And that's why I do.
Dream work.
When I got the the reason it's passion for me, what I do with the food, and Carlos was like, "Yo, Black, why you do that though? I mean, I knew you was gonna come out here and get to it, but why you do it?" The reason that I do this is because, like I said, I'm only one wrong turn for being homeless. I'm only one wrong turn for not having nothing in my refrigerator or being able to make ends meet. To be able to drive and put gas in the car. That's a privilege. It's a privilege that God allowed me to do because He making it happen for me, right? But when you got people that's down there ain't got nowhere to go, why would you just ride past that person knowing that you could just help him? You got the means to help him, but you just don't want to.
Right.
So me switching places with those people, that's what I be doing. Because I know how hard it was growing up when Mom was on welfare. When we had to go stand in those welfare lines to get that brown box of cheese and those canned goods and that oatmeal. Stuff that I didn't even like to eat. But that's all we had though.
That peanut butter.
That
That peanut butter makes some good peanut butter cookies.
That joint so thick it's
tearing the bread.
Your mouth.
It was tearing the bread.
Yeah, split that joint like light.
Yeah, that peanut butter was too thick. And then see they used to deliver ours in crates at the projects. They did. They'd come once a month, and I guess if you supposed to get it, it'd be in a crate at your door in the project.
Big white tub.
No, just a little crate. The crate that you used to sit on.
The peanut butter came in that big white tub.
Oh yeah, that big white tub with the black white writing on it.
Yeah, you can pluck it off.
And then it was a block of cheese this long, something like the Velveeta cheese.
Best
like that.
Best grilled cheese ever in the world. That's the man. Look, I'm looking for that cheese.
They used to give us the peanut butter,
the grits,
the eggs,
oatmeal.
Did they give us eggs? I think they gave us eggs, oatmeal, and stuff like
and
that.
Some canned goods, rice.
Yep, some canned goods and stuff like that.
The flaky potatoes.
Yeah.
They didn't give you no potatoes. They gave you the ones you got. I ain't like those. So
the box potatoes.
Yep, instant joints. But yeah, so I do what I do because, man, this could be me. I know what I didn't get, so I'm trying to get everybody to where I know what I wanted, right? Mm-hmm. So now that I got a chance to give people what I wanted that I didn't get, I give it to them. Yeah. That's what I do. I just worship.
Me, myself, I believe the power is in the tongue, and people speak what they want into their own existence. And we got too many people out here saying they can't when they can. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Everybody looking for a handout, a get-rich-quick scheme. A lot of people don't realize that the riches is not always money. It's the people you bless with, the surroundings, and the abundance of love that's poured into you. Like, people don't have that. You can have all the money in the world and be the most loneliest person ever because you don't have no real friends. You're not surrounded by real love. You don't even know what real love is because too many people fighting for your money. You know what I'm saying? So people love your money and not love you.
Don't tell them no.
Right.
Say no one time. I bet you.
It's a blessing to be blessed. And you know how they say Jesus walked like he ain't really have it, but he had everything? Mm-hmm. I feel like that sometimes. I feel like that a lot of times because I'm blessed to be able to bless others in a manner that I want to bless them in and being blessed by God himself and knowing what he has gave me and brought me from. I'm grateful and I'm thankful. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I don't want. Right. I know where I ain't living. And it's not because I think I'm better than nobody else. It's just because I have outgrown those stages of my life. Like when I lived in the projects, it was traumatizing. Traumatizing seeing people get high, being nodded out. It's traumatizing carrying groceries in pissy elevators or the defecation in the elevator and you guys stand all scared. It's traumatizing walking up the steps and you seeing all kind of feces or whatever and drug needles and this, that, and the third. It's traumatizing to children to have to grow up in those situations. So me, I didn't like the walls that the paint peeled. That's how a lot of our kids got legs. Mm-hmm. I don't like the heaters that sit out in an apartment and you hear the clicking when they turn it on. I don't like none of that. I don't like small, tight apartments. I don't. So when I go to look for places to live, it has to look a certain type of way. It does. And it's not because I'm bougie. I don't want no remembrance of the traumatizing things that I've been through in my childhood because it's triggering. And like you said, psychology. My bachelor's degree is in psychology. And that's where I began to learn myself because I was always different as a child. They always labeled me a bad kid. They always said I was this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? I always was fighting. I always was in the streets. I was a runaway, you know? But it's not that I was a bad child. It's just people didn't take the time out to listen to what the child's needs were.
Right.
So through the inabilities of my own life, growing, I had to restructure myself. There was nobody showing me anything. I was only guided by God. My grandmother too busy going to work, her nursing job, coming home trying to pay the bills, making sure we had food on the table, cooking us dinner. My mother, same thing. Too busy trying to find her own way, get into her own life, take care of her children the best that she knew how. That's why I ain't having 2 kids. I don't want more than 2 kids. I'm a boy and a girl. You can't have nothing else. I didn't want a lot of kids because I seen people struggle with too many children. Kids having to wear hand-me-downs. You feel like you ain't never got nothing new. You know what I'm saying? You got to wear other people's shoes. It's too traumatizing for kids. And when people don't realize that you bring children in the world for all the wrong reasons sometimes, and the conditions that they be living in be traumatizing. And guess what? That paves the way for who they become. It paves the way for their thought process. It paves the way for the behaviors. The way you talk to your children. The way you do everything. If it wasn't for school, then I wouldn't be the person I am today. A lot of people probably, oh, she went through all the different schools. No, I didn't. I got put out of every school in Baltimore City, from elementary to middle to high school. I didn't even graduate. I didn't go past the 10th grade. I got put out in the 10th grade for selling weed in school. Easy kick out. I was making money though. I was making more money than my teachers. But at the end of the day, I got kicked out of all Baltimore public city schools for that. I couldn't go back to school. I ain't had nobody in the county. But guess what? I was determined to get my GED. After I got my GED, that's when I had my first baby. Not long after. I got to be greater for my child. What can I do? I wanted the military to be all I could be. I was too gangster. I stayed there for a little bit, but then I went AWOL. I had to beat the captain up. Don't touch me. I came here to be all I can be, not for you to put your hands on me. I ain't come here to be abused. I got an other than honorable discharge when I came out, but I could go back in the military because they ain't give me no bad record. Now it's like, okay, the military wasn't for me. They think they can do whatever they want to do to me. I ain't with none of that. What's next? You need to go to college. I had a sister on the streets, Chantel Green. She out here under Queen Pen. She's all over Netflix and all that. That was one of my sisters growing up. The best word she ever said to me was, if I could do it, you could do it. She was in school for nursing. If I can go to school and be a nurse, so can you, because she come from the streets too. They was her words to me. Them words popped in my head. I said, I'm going to school. What you going to school for? Nursing. Because I'm following her footsteps. These ain't even my dreams. I'm following hers. Because she the person that motivated me. She the person that gave me something to hold on to. If she can do it, and I know her, that's my sister, I can do it. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. That's my motivation. That's my song I sing in my head. And even if you don't think it's better than you, I do. So now I enrolled myself in college. When I went to college, they said, you don't have enough credits to get in here. Your GPA only adds up to be a 2 point something. I got kids. I cried like a baby. Snot was coming down my nose. You gotta let me in here. I went to the military. I was in ROTC. I need to do something. My kids need, stability. I don't. If I don't go to school, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be in jail. The lady said, "I tell you what. You go to that Army because I was in National Guard, Army Reserve, whatever. So you go there and you get me 3 letters of recommendation. You write me an essay about why I should let you in school." That's what she told me to do. And she said, "Come back with all that, and I'll let you in school." She said, I think it was a day or 2 before it shut down to let people in school or something. So she said,
Enrollment.
Yeah, the enrollment. It was about to end. And she said, "You got 24 hours to bring it back." You want to know how fast I got it back?
That's
Damn right.
Mm-hmm.
Who? You gonna let me in? I got on the phone. I called the person that recruited me. He got 3 friends. 2 other friends in himself wrote me recommendation letters. While he was writing recommendation letters, I sat in the parking lot. I got pen and paper from them. I sat in the parking lot and I wrote the whole essay of why she should let me in school. I went from Coppin State University to down there on Winchester Armory, where they recruited me at to go in the military. I picked up my 3 letters of recommendation. I came back to Coppin State University with my 3 letters of recommendation and the letter that I just wrote in the parking lot. This why you should let me in school, miss. I need to be in here.
HBCU.
And I thank you. She let me in school. She said, if your GPA fall below 2.8 or something like that, because you had to maintain, I think it was 2.5 to stay in college. She told me if my GPA dropped below a 2.8, I was out of there. She was only giving me a chance. My GPA never fell below a 3.0. It was always 3.8, 3 point something. It never fell below almost 3.5. Thank you for letting me in here. She let me in. I was in school for nursing and I was doing a dual degree. I did nursing and psychology because I wanted to know who I was. I went to school to figure out why everybody think I'm crazy. What's going on with me? Let me learn about psychology. That's when I learned about Freud and Darwin and this person and that person and just understanding life itself. Then I was so good in college. Before I graduated with my bachelor's, they had already put me in the bridge program for my master's degree. So when I graduated in fall of 2011, I already had finished the first semester of my master's degree because that's how great my grades was. I'm in every honor society. I graduated with honors, not once, but twice, with my bachelor's and with my master's.
Uh-oh, congratulations again.
Right.
So if she, y'all heard her, if she can do it, then y'all can do it.
Anybody can do it. And I come straight out the mud. So that's why when certain things that I put my mind to, and I say I'm not going to put myself back in that mind frame, you got to change your mind frame. They say you got to change people, places, and things when you want to do better. But you also got to change the way you think. You think poor, you're going to be poor. You think rich, you're going to be rich. And that take me back to a song all the way in elementary school. Even though I got kicked out, they ain't let me graduate the 5th grade. They just passed me to the 6th. It was one song that they was going to sing for graduation that I didn't get to sing. And that was that song, I Might As Well Think Big. I still remember the lyrics to that song. It's like, I might as well think big. Why should any thought be small? You know what I'm saying? I might as well think big if I'm gonna think at all. If you're gonna think at all, think big. Don't think small. That's minute. You don't want to think that grande. Think very, very, very big thoughts about yourself, about others, about anything that you touch. Because whatever whatever you and anything these hands touch is gonna turn into gold because that's what God blessed me with. That's why He gave us nonprofits. That's why He gave us 501c3s. Everybody ain't blessed with that.
Yeah.
He gave you that to be able to give back to those in need. And that's like with my children growing up. Never look down at nobody and laugh at what they ain't got, because if you got so much, give them some of yours. I bought you 2-3 pair of Jordans. You don't need all of them. You can't wear them all at one time. Before you laugh at somebody else's shoes or feet, share yours then. And if we raise our children like this, and we begin to strengthen our mindsets, and we begin to change the way we treat each other, watch how great the world will be. You stop worrying about how the world is for everybody else. You stop worrying about what everybody else doing. They say, do you vote? No, I don't. I don't. Why? Because it ain't got nothing to do with me. And I know a lot of people be like, blah, 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 blah. Well, where have you changed? Every time they put a president in office, you say you ain't want him there, but how did he get there? Right. You know what I'm saying? Does your vote really count? It counts when you're in your own world. It counts when you're doing the things that you want to do. It counts when you mind your business, because you be so wrapped up in why this man president and what he doing on in the world. Well, you could be wrapped up in yourself and worrying about what you doing in the world. Because the same way you feel like he making change and affecting things in his way, baby, you can make change and affect things in your own way.
He got a part to play.
Everybody.
God gave us an assignment. Judas, I don't think if Judas knew what he knew, he wouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? So everybody got a role to play, and right now he playing his role. Let him play his role. When we gonna play ours?
But the thing about it is, if it's his role to play, that's why I ain't vote. That's why I don't vote. It's his role. I can't stop him with my one. And you couldn't stop him with the two. Because that's their thing. They've been doing this. I'm not about to wrap myself up in all that. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Guess what? The only thing I really know about Donald Trump is, I don't know if it was you or Biden, because they said you took Biden energy and you made it seem like it was you with giving back all that money. But thank you, and where's the rest of it? That's the only thing. I ain't worried about nothing this man did. But all them free check, that free money check, you got some more of them? Because guess what? I like them. They helped me do some stuff. They helped me invest into. Give me some more. Where that's at? Other than that, I don't care about what you're talking about. You understand? They said Donald Trump about to shut the schools down. Educate your own children. Stop letting other people educate your children for you. If your history that important, teach it to them. If you feel like you that important, teach it to them. Anything you want your child to know, just like any other teacher, any curriculum, you can teach it to your children yourself. You stop watching As the World Turned, The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless. That's why them people made so much money and being stars and still on the TV till this day. Because I've been watching Victor since I was in Pampers. And Victor got so many people all over the world prayed over him, Nikki, and the Chancellors. Ain't none of them badly died. They still on TV getting so much money. And guess what? You can look at that. I looked at that when I was in Pampers. I looked at it when I was 15. I looked at it when I was 20. And I could look at it today and still catch up with the storyline. Because that's how long it's been on TV. Yeah. But if you take that time, right? Because we really don't realize how much attention our children need from you first before they get it from anybody else. You take that time and invest it into teaching your children, loving on your children, understanding your children, communicating with your children. When you start doing that, the world itself will be a better place. You understand? Because they only depict all the bad things they want you to see to make it feel like we in such turmoil, and we're not. We do got a lot of turmoil going on, though. That's just like how you said, friends to be praying on you with an E. You know, last week and some change ago, we lost that little girl because they went to that girl house to fight. And then the girl chasing her down the street with the gun. Look how everybody out there, and it's all on social media, so you can look at it.
Seen that.
Everybody out there get her, blah, 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 blah. This lady got a whole gun and ain't nobody trying to stop her, right? But they pumped her up. She ran down there, she cocked that gun and she shot it one time and she killed that girl. But the day she killed that girl, she killed herself. You want to know why? Because when you was running back up the street, what people said, ain't no need to run now. After they say, oh my God, I can't believe it. But that was the same voice that was just cheering you on to run down that street and take both your lives at the same time. And now you done ruined your lives, but not just yourself, but both of y'all had kids. You just had a baby, sis. You just had a baby. Now the only way your baby gonna see you if it's somebody bring that baby to the Maryland Correctional Institution for Women or wherever they ship you to.
And guess what? When she got to that booking place, she had to check that gun in.
Yeah, ain't
So
no
a lot of
guns in prison.
these gunslingers out here, the gun don't get to go into prison with you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Leave that. If you can't take it in, listen. I say this. And my mama told me this. She said, "Chris, if you can't take it through the prison door with you, then you don't need to be having it out here."
Yeah, and you can't, cause guess what? That energy gonna still have to hold up in prison, and you ain't got no gun. And a lot of them people been in there longer than you, and some of them people got life prey just like you pray about to get. But at the end of the day, they've been there a lot longer. They know a lot more, and they can do a lot more things than you can do. And guess what? When you go there, they know who you are. They know why you coming. They already know all your business. And I can say that because I've been in prison myself. You know what I'm saying? And we'll talk about that another time. But yeah, been there, done that. But the whole fact of the matter is, the whole time I was in there, I was trying to figure out I'm getting out.
That's the part. It's crazy. It's so easy to get in there.
Hard to get out.
Ooh. 19
And when I went down there and they put me in them doors and they kept slamming, I don't like to be in closed spaces. Now guess what I had to do? Now I'm a part of every job. I don't want to work in the kitchen. You become your best self when they lock you behind the door and tell you got to stay here. You can't come home.
$5 cents a minute. $5 cents an hour.
Is that the only time you can become the best version of you so that you can try to stay out as much as possible and you don't feel like a little rat trapped in a cage? That's the only time? Heck no. When they shut them doors on me and I had to stay down there, I ain't had no problem being in there because, again, adaptation is everything. You adapt to your environment. I come from the streets. I adapted to my environment very well. I had a couple friends down there, but I adapted to my environment very well. But it was the fact that that's not the environment I want for myself. I don't want to be trapped in that little cage like an animal and beating on doors for help and they don't help you and having to live in unhealthy conditions and just go through all the things that you go through, abuse, this, that, and the third. Because people don't tell you. They don't tell you. Them gods be acting like they're God. Okay? They supposed to be there to be guarding you. I never forget when I seen one of the men guards. I was cleaning up on a cleanup detail, and I was watching outside the bubble. They was on C-Wing, and they was putting a girl, trying to get a girl to go back to herself. She was a big, kind girl, and the guards ain't one, the female guards ain't one to try to rough her and put her in there because they knew she was a fighter, and when she came out, she was going to get her lick back. So the man guard went up there, and when he went up there, all I seen him cock back, and he punched her into herself. Like he, respectfully tried to get in there. He knocked her in there like she was one of his children. And when I seen him punch her like that, the only thing I could think was murder was the case that they gave me. Because you would have had to die. Why you punch that girl in her face like that? I wanted a family phone number. I wanted somebody's phone number because, bitch, I need to reach out for help for you because that's the whole man. Right. He just punched you in your face because you didn't want to go in yourself. It's tactics to get you in that cell. He could have maced you and got you in that cell. Could have did a lot of things, but he had to punch you in your face like he was running like a dog on the street, a nigga on the street. The way he would have punched a man. I watched that man punch that girl in her face. And that's when I knew for certain, for the betterment of my mental health, they're going to have to kill me. I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here because it's no telling how those people going to treat you when them doors slam. ain't no telling how they gonna treat you. There's no calling for help if you don't have nobody to help you.
In prison, you don't.
You understand? You gotta just survive the means by any means. That's the story. So I just want to help people to stop putting themselves in those cages. I want them to stop boxing themselves in a cell the size of my cell phone. Because it's not fun. It's not. I mean, it is fun. I ain't gonna lie, I had a good time. But it's not fun. when you realize you ain't never come home or this your permanent situation, that's not fun.
All right, y'all. This is Miss Star.
You already know, the one and only.
And man, I don't know when she gonna be back in town, and you know she always traveling and stuff like that. I don't know if she gonna come back home. We gonna give y'all part 2. You know when you gonna come back? You wanna tell people you come back? You want to surprise?
I can surprise them, but I can say I'll be back before what's this month?
This month over.
Okay,
March.
this
We
month.
gonna-
So I'll be back like the beginning of April. I'll be back sometime in the beginning of April.
All right, so you want to give them all your social media, how they can find you, tell them about your episodes coming up, the next one, tell them where to go look at it, YouTube, whatever, so they can check you out.
Of course. Again, you could go to Atlanta Avenue, season 2. If I'm not mistaken, because I've been traveling so many weeks, I want to say we on episode 96. It may be 97. Don't hold me, and I ain't folding, but I've been working, and I've been busy, and I've been traveling, taking care of so much stuff that I think I missed maybe 2 episodes, but I won't miss this one because we're going to do some filming in Baltimore. We're going to turn it in, and it's going to be on this Saturday at 6 o'clock. It comes out every Saturday at 6 p.m. on YouTube. You can watch it live with the family, and that's on Drizzle Dollar Atlanta Avenue page. You can watch that. And all you have to do is type in Atlanta Avenue Season 2 episode. Even if it's live, it starts live at 6. It'll pop straight up. I would love for y'all to join the YouTube as well. You can follow me on all social media platforms as The Real Star Money, and that's DA_REAL_STARMONEY. That is my name on all platforms at The Real Star Money. That's YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, whatever.
TikTok. You took it in talking too?
TikTok sometime, but I don't really know how to talk, so I don't take.
Miss Critique, you got anything you want to say, Miss Critique? All right, this is the Power 410 radio show. This is Be More Loyal Soul Patrol. I am your host, Carter Chris White. We signing up, man. I see y'all Thursday. Oh, before I forget, Saturday at 3 o'clock, we didn't pivot. We're going to be at the 2900 block of Mosier Street. So that's Poplar Grove and Mosier. We're going to bring this thing in the hood. This ain't never been done. Ain't no nonprofits, ain't no markets ever been in no hood before. So we going back to the hood where we came from. A lot of beautiful things have grown out the mud. And I'm going to leave y'all with that. Stay tuned.
I'll be there.
Oh, yeah. Come on out. Everybody come on, man. We want the world out there, man. We're going to feed everybody. Come, sign up, man, and make sure you get there. We're going to have, I think we're going to have backpack giveaway for your children. So make sure you bring your children out. The children got to come out. And you might even have a cookout afterwards. I think it's going to be some kind of block party or something like that. So, y'all, we're going to have fun. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be back next Thursday at 7:30.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Playing Hamjack.
Okay.
Right out.
Wrong song to put on there.
That was a crazy one by that cooch. That's ridiculous.
I could have put in another song.
Hey. Yeah, that joint was rocking. It's I do it was in Paradise for a minute. Oh, that was somewhere.
I didn't know it say Sean.
Indigo, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the DJs.
But, you know, I go up in that joint. I have my back on the wall. Cause I'm like, oh, you know that, like, oh, man, that back on the wall.
You put your back on the wall.